at the gym, so the seat, and I'm back to saying, I think maybe because it's May, I just wanted to try.
I may say, I may not.
I was so good in April.
Hello and welcome back to the Croak and Crow podcast. I am Spencer Cartier.
I am Louisa von Trapp.
And this here is Frank. He's got his nice shirt on. You know why? Because it's the first podcast in May. May the 4th be with you happened already. That was yesterday. I hope you all celebrated by watching some Star Wars. But today is also a holiday. Your favorite holiday. No, you like Dios de los Muertos.
Yes.
This is Cinco de Mayo.
Right.
Not the same thing.
No.
I believe this is like 4th of July.
I don't know. It's Mexican independence was. I can't speak on it.
Well, you can. You just might be wrong.
Okay. What I will speak on is that. Do you know that a Mexican snack? I don't know how Mexican it is, but we consider it Mexican. Nachos. Was invented by a Mexican chef, and his name was Ignacio something, and so it's his little treat. So we called it nachos.
Huh? What cheese don't you want? Aren't you allowed to share? Nacho cheese. Maybe one day there'll be a snack named after my last name, like Cardi.
It was his first name.
What was his name?
Well, when I see it written, I say like Ignacio or Ignacio. Well, we would say Ignatius, I think, but in Spanish it's like Ignacio. But since they're saying it's named after him, I guess he pronounced it Ignacio.
Okay, sounds a little Italian.
He's
Ignacio, but Spanish and Italian are kind of similar.
Yes, it's a Romance language.
We over here, we speak Germanic languages. Germanic languages.
Yeah, they can make a snack. We could call it the Pencers.
Pence. We'll work on that. But yeah, do you like nachos?
I do.
I'm not the biggest nacho fan.
I like nachos. I can have them because you can make them vegetarian and gluten free.
You can. Do you see this thing that they're doing now, where they're covering a whole table in Saran wrap? You cover a whole table.
I'm already afraid.
You cover, it's like a party thing. Do you know like jungle juice?
Yeah.
Where you pour all kinds of liquids. Now think of that for nachos. So a whole table, you have like 4 or 5 bags and you make a ring of nachos. And then on top of it, you have cheese sauce and you drizzle the whole thing. I don't subscribe to it at all.
Absolutely not.
I'm actually so against it for a couple of reasons.
Are you marching?
One, it's not sanitary.
No.
It's not. Like, it's Saran wrap eaten off a table. It just feels wrong to me. Second of all, one of the reasons why I am like, nachos is because of the inconsistency. You can get like really good nachos and you can get really bad nachos to me, which are plain nachos. I like if I get, in a to-go container nachos and every chip, even some of the chips are like floppy because they got everything. They got sour cream, cheese, meat, salsa. With this, I just know 75% of these chips are just dry chips because it's this circle ring of chips.
Well, don't you take a plate and you take some chips and then or no, you're just dipping off the table?
Well, that's what I'm saying, because they're just drizzling the cheese.
Okay,
they're sprinkling the meat.
It sounds really, really gross.
Yeah, so we don't subscribe to that,
And it's too much landscape to monitor.
Yeah.
I don't even want to imagine what could fall in and you wouldn't know it.
Yeah.
So,
and it's just like normal kitchens. Usually people are doing like, friends are getting together.
No, I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
Let's not do that.
It's a disgrace to Ignacio.
Yes, it is. Yeah, he would never approve that.
No.
So, all our Mexican people.
Yeah, happy Cinco de Mayo. Yeah, I love any holiday, and so I'm down to celebrate. Maybe not any holiday. I'm sure there's some pretty weird holidays. You know what? I'm still for it. Celebrate.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Well, I wonder what National Nacho Day is, because you know there is one.
Oh, what day is National Nacho Day?
Yeah, National Nacho Day. I don't normally pull my phone out, but I feel like this is kind of important.
It should be today.
It should be today, wouldn't you think? Or would that be a little too, like, we're celebrating Cinco de Mayo? Like, would National Hot Dog Day be on July 4th? It should be, actually.
It should be, yeah.
National Nacho Day is on November 6th.
My sister's birthday.
Does she love nachos?
She loved Mexican food.
Oh, awesome.
Christina.
Yes, November 6th. So that's kind of, you know what? Why it's good? I'm going to tell you why. Cinco de Mayo, it's a Mexican holiday. So you can enjoy nachos.
Mm-hmm.
But then 6 months from now, whatever is into November. Yeah, actually 6 months exactly.
How funny.
It's like 6 months in one day.
How
right?
funny.
Because we're in the 5th to the 11th.
Yeah.
Exactly 2 sides of the year, you celebrate nachos on Nacho Day. You're always getting nachos.
It's really funny because in an earlier podcast, people will remember that I said, we talked about memorializing after someone died.
Yeah.
And after she died, for a few years after, on her birthday, I said that we would have Mexican, we would eat Mexican food to be like a little nod.
And so you were eating nachos on National Nacho
Day.
Day. It all comes full circle here on the Croak and Crow podcast.
It does.
So today is Wednesday, guys. It's Wednesday, my dudes.
It is Wednesday, my dudes.
And that means only one thing. It's One Word Wednesday. And with that being said, what is our one word for Wednesday?
Seeds.
Seeds. Don't get any seeds in my nachos.
Of?
Like sunflower seeds?
Oh, actual seeds.
Or pepper seeds?
No, I was thinking like, when you have like a lemonade and you say like, don't put seeds in the drink. Meaning, I was thinking that there was an ingredient in nachos that had seeds before you took them out. But you just meant don't add seeds onto mine.
Yeah, I don't know where you'd get seeds, but just don't add them to my nachos.
I love sunflower seeds funny you should say. I love sunflower seeds. And these are in the shell, but the shelled ones, I love them on salad, but I never tried them on nachos.
I was kidding. I don't think anyone has, because it would be awful. You'd get a nacho and then a seed would be in your mouth. Oh, you're talking about like shellless.
Shelled, yeah.
Shellless.
Shelled means shellless, doesn't it?
Oh, like deshelled?
No, they're just called shelled.
No, I'm against all. I'm just saying all the things that
it's negative, man.
No, not negative. Unpopular opinions.
Okay.
If you eat deshelled sunflower seeds.
Well, you say shelled shrimp, don't you?
I don't eat shrimp. Unpopular opinion. I'm not going to call you bad names if you eat sunflower seeds without shells. I just personally could never do it. For me, it's just too much. Like, I feel like you need to sort of go through the deshelling in your mouth one by one. Sometimes there'll be just like a container of just sunflower seeds, no shell, and I'll just have like a little pinch.
Yeah,
it's too much. It's like I'm trying to compare it to something else. Like,
skip the work. Also, pistachios.
I don't eat pistachios.
Oh well, yeah.
But okay. So Daisy, obviously,
it's David.
That's what I meant. Daisy
Very famous. Cream. As a matter of fact, Bridget was telling us that they had a sneaker.
Yeah.
A David sneaker.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway.
So anywho.
I do put them on. I sprinkle them lightly. So you don't get a spoon of it.
Yeah. Sprinkling's fine.
I sprinkle it on my salad. And I have sprinkled it in my soup.
That's not okay. Now, when you're not sprinkling it and you're just going by the shell, are you just original? Because I like me some ranch ones. Some barbecue, maybe it's a summer day and I'm walking down the train tracks. But ranch, it goes ranch, regular barbecue.
Oh no, I go regular all the time.
Regular all the time.
And only once in a crazy time would I take a seasoned one.
I like the seasoned one. Now, do you go one seed at a time?
Yes.
Oh no, what I do is I grab
I'm afraid
a handful.
to know this. Are you a spitter?
Yeah.
Ugh.
I will never eat sunflower seeds in the house because that defeats the purpose. And like I have it down where I can like shoot them really far.
Right.
But I pretend like I'm a baseball player in 1960.
Ew, I don't even. This is the
so
ooh podcast. In my mouth
and I tuck like about 10 or 12 of them in my lip because then you can just suck all of the ranch salty goodness.
Yeah.
And then one by one, like a little army of ants, you shoot one up to the top corner, crack that one, spit it. And so it's like one by one, I'd be like using my hands too much. This way you're just walking. You have 15 shells worth.
Like they used to have we always used to get like a ping pong gun. And it would go up.
Yeah.
Shoot, the next one would come up.
That's how I go about it.
Right. So we have our flowers.
Flowers, because they're made by seeds.
Yeah, these flowers came from seeds. We didn't plant them and then grow them and then cut them, but they were able to be born because of the April showers.
We came out of April. We had ourselves a bit of rain, as normally April does, but May has flowers. It has my birthday coming up. If anyone was thinking of getting me anything.
Yeah, you still, you have time.
You have time. What is it, the 5th?
Not a lot, yeah.
It's the 5th. So you have exactly 1 week.
Yeah.
1 week from today.
Yeah. These probably weren't rained on by April showers. They were probably in a greenhouse.
Yeah, probably just in a factory.
Yeah.
Do you see these warehouses, these like farm warehouses now? From the outside, it looks like just a warehouse.
Uh-huh.
But they have like it's industrially powered lights and stuff where they're like fully farming and like making crops. But you obviously can do a lot more because land, you need all these acres and they're just going floor. It's the future of farming with less and less space because people just keep popping out kids.
Oh, but there's so much space, really. It's just that we're all in the same place.
Yeah, we're all in the same place.
So, so that's the seeds. This is paper that I wanted to look at, but I had a bracelet for you, but it's going to be too small because I see your thick wrists. It's like
I have pretty dainty wrists.
Oh, you do? Because we're talking about flowers.
Flowers, and this is wallflower. Perks of being a wallflower. Doesn't that mean like when you're shy?
Do you know what a wallflower is?
Well, I saw Perks of being a wallflower.
What's that mean when you say that?
It was a movie.
Oh, it was a movie?
It was a book. A book by one of these authors that I should know the name of.
Oh.
But it was about these like sort of off the radar kids, and it was like they're actually really cool, but they're wallflowers, which I guess
I think that looks like a child's bracelet now that I'm looking at it.
It's a young girl's bracelet, if we're being honest. But I can show the camera.
A wallflower is from the days when you would go to a mixed gender dance.
Yeah.
And the people would stand around the dance hall against the walls, and then someone would come over and ask you to dance. And the people who didn't want to dance, or you basically just want to stay there on the wall, being a
wallflower,
being a watcher. You're pretty and lovely, but you are just on the wall. Oh my God! You're gonna lose your circulation. Oh my gosh!
All right, I'm listening.
Well, that's a wallflower, and I just got it because they had it, and you're making me nervous.
I guess I'm a little bit of a wallflower.
We're going to need scissors to get that off.
No.
Is it not tight?
It's not tight.
Okay.
How do I look, guys? Wallflower. And now everyone knows. So if someone comes up and asks me to dance, I'll just be like,
yeah.
A bit of a wallflower.
We're getting off topic, but there's another word that you probably don't know. Dance card.
Dance card?
My dance card is full. So it's the same idea. It's the same dance, and it's the same people waiting on the outskirts to be asked, and then the people who were asked dancing as couples in the middle. And girls would have an actual card, like the vaccination card.
Yeah.
And so I'm not going to dance with the same boy all night because I think that was inappropriate.
Now, was this sanctioned? Or was this like a little thing like those things the girls have that they made?
Oh no, I don't know. No, it probably came at the dance.
Okay.
Maybe they give it to you.
Like they want you
I really don't have it researched.
They want you to dance with more than one person because that means that you guys were probably engage in some lewd behavior, but not too many people. Because then
I don't really know. All I know is that there's a card.
Okay.
And so if you ask me to dance, but someone else also asked me to dance. So I don't want to forget that you're promised. So I would put...
Well, excuse me, little miss thing.
I know.
How popular you got to be to have a full dance card?
So then for a long time after that, that would be a term to say that someone was popular. They'd say, like, her dance card's full.
I'm going to start actually carrying a dance card when I go out.
Yeah.
That's actually funny. I'm going to get a actual dance card.
Bring it back. Bring back the popularity of the dance card. Sometimes I print stuff out for you.
Thank you. So wait, okay. Well, we haven't even talked about... I
always feel like I'm in a bank.
We haven't even talked about seeds in just a way that we understand. So
I don't understand seeds.
Seeds?
You know what? Funny. I just today, I cut open a bell pepper. You know a bell pepper?
Yeah.
I think they call it a sweet pepper. I mean, I don't know what other places call it. We call it a bell pepper. I get the yellow or the orange, not the red or the green.
Mm-hmm.
And when I cut it open, there was a pretty good sized new pepper growing inside. Because
is that even what happens?
No. You've cut open bell peppers.
Yeah.
You know how they have like really noticeable, look already dry, hard seeds there, ready to plant. I mean, so the one pepper, you can plant so many more peppers. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you, God. But whatever happened here, one of those seeds inside of the circle of the pepper started to grow, and pepper skin, especially like I said, I get the yellow or the orange, is pretty translucent.
Yeah.
So it was getting light. And I guess it was getting liquid from
the original pepper.
And there was a new pepper, like a pregnant pepper, growing inside the pepper. It was so cool. It was a bonus.
That is really cool. Yeah, seeds. I feel like seeds, just the idea of seeds, are so symbolic.
Yeah.
Like a seed of a thought. It's like
definitely
because a small seed grows into a big oak tree,
right?
And it's like you plant these seeds, and there's a lot of ways to think about it. Now, even before reading this, the one thing I think of from the Bible, the Bible, capital B, is when Jesus was talking about the seeds. The mustard seeds?
Yeah, that's the most famous one.
Yeah.
It's the most famous one because he spoke about the mustard seed, and then it was one of those parables that I think every apostle, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, I can't say for sure, but that they all were repeating that story.
Yeah, do you have the...
Yeah, well, because that was... This was specifically the mustard seed.
That's what everyone thinks of, right?
Yeah. No, but it is really true what you just said about planting thoughts in someone's head that grow into bigger things. And yes, you could,
like Inception.
Yeah. You could say that it would grow, a tiny acorn grows into an oak, but you could also plant a poison ivy seed. I don't even know if they come from seeds, but whatever.
Or bamboo.
Right.
Very invasive.
Meaning, like, when you're talking about words between people, I can plant a seed in your head that could blossom into like something so beneficial for you, but I could also plant a seed in your head that will grow into like an insecurity or a fear.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like that's just as common.
Yeah.
All right. So the parable of the mustard seed, guys. He told them another parable, he being Jesus. The kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed, which a man took and planted in his field. Though it's the smallest of all seeds, yet when it grows, it is the largest of garden plants and becomes a tree, so that the birds come and perch in its branches. Oh, so that's just describing.
Oh, you were thinking of the mustard seed. See if it's on that page there. You're saying the mustard seed story of if you have the faith of a mustard seed.
No, what's the one where he scatters mustard? I don't even know if it's mustard seeds. He scatters seeds. Some hit dirt.
Oh, you're right.
Some get washed away.
I don't, but I know exactly. We need to plan our podcasts.
Yeah, but if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say this mountain. That was the other one.
Oh, right.
But which one am I thinking of that's not
No, I know
here?
what you're talking about. The whole mustard seed thing is
Yeah, let's talk about it.
he compared the kingdom of God to the mustard seed. That's different. Yours, I know what you're talking about. And that story is
That's a good one. That's what I want to talk about.
That's the story of, why is that not in, let me see that. Why is that not in there? Because that is, I said I like to work in a bank and nobody does this at the bank. Why was that not in there? That some of the seeds fell where it was heavily trafficked.
Yeah.
And they didn't bloom.
Yeah.
And some of them landed in the cracks. So they did start to bloom, but they didn't have enough place to put down roots. So they were easily torn up. And so you needed the seeds that had fallen into the good ground to get the good roots, to get the good. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. But why I wanted to talk about it, because I feel like that's important. I think we sort of either in private or on podcast talked about it before, where we always say here on the Croak and Crow podcast, we say, let those with ears hear.
Yes.
And what that essentially means, let those who have ears hear, is there's a lot of, when you're going out and you're a good person, and if you're religious, you're spreading your religious views. I
do not know why I don't have it.
We'll just talk about it openly. But there's going to be a lot of people, and Jesus says it, that they aren't, you want to convince this person, but he says let those with ears hear, because that person might not have ears. And so don't beat yourself up being like, no, I'm going to convince them. Right. You live your life as a reflection of your belief. And those who have ears will see what you're doing. They will hear what you're doing. And so don't stop doing what you're doing, but have it work like that. And I think that the seed parable we're talking about was like that.
Right.
Where it was, you're going to spread the seeds all around. And a lot of them will hit the gravel. A lot of them will hit the foot traffic. But if you just keep doing it, some of the seeds are going to go into the good soil. The people in your life that are vessels to learn and want to look for something else. Right. And that's what it's all about. It's they talk about the mustard seed being the smallest of all seeds, but it's what it grows into. Right. And so you just keep on spreading those seeds. Yes. And if you look at a seed, which you can't see from here, but you kind of can. Can't seed from here. A little seed, and then you get your what is the final product? I don't know. You get what it turns into is this flower. But there is a growing phase. Yeah. And if you were to judge on the beginning piece of the seed all the way until it finally turns into this, if you were to judge it on that it didn't work, then you would be wrong. And this could be for anything. This could be like your job. Yeah. Or at the gym. Mm-hmm. So the seed, I'm back to saying, I think maybe because it's May, I just wanted to try. I may say I may not. I was so good in April. When you're in school and you sprout the lima bean, or any of those little science things, you get to watch it. It's usually like in a jar, and you can see when it first cracks, and then when the tender little sprouts come out all the way, da-da-da-da-dee. But it is a process. Yes. And it's some things grow very quickly. Mm-hmm. The weeds underneath the basketball. Yeah. Think that they grow very quickly. Out. Other things take a long time. And same thing. I'm sure you've had people say to you, oh, like you said something to me, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, I didn't even remember that. Yeah. But you planted a seed, and over time, it and what you just said, you don't know when it's going to make sense for them. Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing, guys and gals and pals, is every day you're planting seeds in your own head and in others' heads, and you don't realize it. And like you said, a lot of things take a while to sprout. So I guess the goal is to work on planting as many good seeds as you can. And what happens if you see a weed growing? You have to get rid of it. From?
Your brain.
The source.
The source.
If you snip the top of weeds off, they
right.
just grow back.
No.
So you want to both be planting good seeds in your life, things you want to do, things that push yourself, that it'll take a while and it'll be hard. You have to be out there with your water pal and your sunlight. Be out there with your sunlight. And
let it get sunlight.
Let it get sunlight. But you have to be mindful of, someone else might plant a seed and stuff, and you might dwell on it, and then when like a small thing turns to a major thing.
Yeah.
You're letting that weed grow into a full on thorn bush.
Right.
And now it hurts to touch, and you're like, it's bigger than I am.
Yeah.
So be mindful that these seeds are always being planted.
True.
And which ones are beneficial, which ones contribute into the garden of your soul, and which ones are the weeds of the devil.
Oh. Yeah. Because things are planted all different times, and that's how you're supposed to plant a garden or a farm, because you don't want everything coming up at one time. It's not famine, feast or famine. Feast or famine. Like,
I was saying, like, I'm thinking of like Feasterville, and so feast or famine.
No. Feast or famine. You want it to, like, first when this comes up, when that one's dying off, this one's coming up. And that's not. So same thing with your life.
Same thing with your life.
That
life's kind of like a garden in a way.
It is. They really say that that gardening is a great meditative practice, and it's really good. It has so many relatable things that are going on.
Well, because really, realistically, you are seeing such a condensed version of the process of life.
Yeah.
Like and so it's a metaphor.
Mm-hmm.
From the seed grows into a flower, eventually will die and wilt away, but it'll be back.
Right. They tried to bury you, but they didn't know you were a seed.
Oh, is that like a quote?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good one.
That is a good one. Yeah. Seeds, they're definitely something to them. I have a little thing about evolution. I don't know if you want to get into it.
Sure, why not? Sure.
So I believe in evolution, guys. No, don't attack me. Christians who believe in evolution. But I brought this up in a meme review. I was thinking about it on the spot, but I think there's some truth into it. So you might have this internal battle with yourself and say, no, God created the world in 7 days. Humans, we don't come from anything. We haven't evolved anywhere. If that was the case, then we're just animals and we're not
right.
And we're not divine. But then there's the people who are like, but I believe in science. Like, how can I not? Darwin and that guy.
Right.
And you know me, I say this about science all the time. I'm like, nothing you show me in science will disprove God to me. Mm-hmm. I will just say, wow, God is the one who created those rules. God is the one who made physics. Who, if the Big Bang, I don't know much about it, but if there was a Big Bang, then I believe God is the one who set off that spark.
Right.
So with evolution, I compared it to a seed and a flower, and it's like, to us, we're like, oh, 1 billion years of slow evolution, where I believe it was like planting seeds of the creation of Earth. That the flower is us humans, and it was like, yeah, of course. Like if you looked at the seed, you'd say, oh, it's two flowers. You and I are flowers, and one saying,
you're a wallflower.
I was put here by the Almighty Flower God, and you're saying, there is no Almighty Flower God. We just came as seeds, and
right.
And then my belief is that farmer is God, who planted the seeds that he knew would blossom into the flowers. Right. And so that is my argument for evolution. Guys.
I like it.
Thank you.
Like it a lot.
Thank you.
I can really get behind that, and it makes sense. And I think people do get their faith challenged by evolution and science and evidence of people will say, like, this turned into this, and it's indisputable proof. And with your explanation, that's fine.
Yeah.
You
were looking at the bulbs.
Yes. And or if we stopped We planted the seed, and then it started to turn into whatever it turned into, but didn't turn into the end result yet. And then we pulled it out, and then we said, like, haha.
Yeah.
What about this?
Yeah.
It's like, well, that was on its way to becoming that.
It wasn't the flower.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I was going to say one more thing about it.
Ooh, sorry.
No, it's all right. It's my fault. Evolution, yada yada. Yeah. So the other thing is, because I always say we live in this balanced and world of free will and stuff, and so could God have just plopped people down here? Yeah, but that would have once again been part of this taken away from this
blooming,
this blooming and this balanced world that we live in, where it's like we're one with the earth because we're earthly people, and so it needed to be done a certain way. It's the reason why we have all the
it really makes sense
rules and laws.
It really makes sense because everything blooms like that, you know. The seed and you can watch, you know. I love time lapse for videography when it goes quickly, you know, and you can see it turn into something. The baby in utero, when you see it turn, and it's really unrecognizable in the beginning. Yeah. And it turns into this beautiful baby, but you don't say that it, you know, it wasn't on that route. Yeah. And now you're saying that if you show me a tadpole or whatever and say, well, how could this be? Well, because we were blooming.
Yeah. How was a mustard seed turned into a tree? But that's my thought. These are my opinions. Yeah. If you dig them. What's up? What kind of bounce was that?
Your wildflower bounce. Wallflower.
I am a wildflower. But all right, guys, that was our One Word Wednesday on a Wednesday.
First podcast of May.
I wish we had a podcast on. Wait, we did. All right, guys. Tomorrow it's going to be Walk Through Thursday. We're going to walk through a Bible verse. Do you want to know which one? Oh, well, you'll just have to wait and tune in.
And then Friday, we will have an early birthday party.
Friday, we're going to be celebrating my birthday because we won't be back again until
you're 25 in a day.
25 in a day. But that's us. That's it. Go plant some seeds. It's May. I mean, if you're into gardening, start gardening.
Some people have already started. Yeah. Indoors. But I believe frost is over. I don't know
how it works, but if you know how it works, go out and do it, man. Until tomorrow, I am Spencer. Your name was?
Can't remember.
Yeah, I didn't think so. And that's Frank. Peace.